I thought I had escaped them, that the past couldn't touch me anymore. But when they came back, eyes burning with regret I didn't care about, I realized some wounds never heal, unless you fight to protect what's truly yours. And this time, I won't be afraid. The wind here doesn't suffocate. It doesn't crawl into my lungs and demand something from me. It doesn't press against my skin like a reminder that I belong to someone stronger. It just moves. Quiet. Steady. Free. I stand at the edge of the clearing, watching the trees bend gently under it, leaves whispering against each other in a language I'm still learning how to understand. For the first time in a long time, nothing in me is bracing. My hand rests against my stomach without thinking. It's instinct now. A quiet, constant awareness. A promise I don't say out loud. Don't stand out here too long. David's voice comes from behind me, low, grounded, pulling me back without force. I turn slightly. He's already watching me. He always is. Not like before. Not measuring. Not waiting for me to break. Just making sure I don't disappear. I'm fine, I say. It's easier now. The words don't feel like lies anymore. His gaze drops briefly to my hand, to the way I hold myself. There's a shift in his expression, small, almost invisible, but I catch it. Protective. Possessive. Certain. Come inside, he says. It's getting colder. I nod. This time, I don't hesitate. The cabin is warm. Not grand. Not polished. But real. The fire crackles softly, filling the space with a steady heat that seeps into my bones in a way the palace never could. I move toward it automatically. Sit. Breathe. David closes the door behind us. Locks it. Not because he's afraid. Because he plans ahead. You didn't sleep much. It's not a question. I glance at him. I did. A pause. Then his brow lifts slightly. I look away first. A little. He exhales quietly, not pushing further. Instead, he moves closer, placing something in my hands. Warm. Food. Eat. I take it. This time, I don't argue. Silence settles between us. Not heavy. Not awkward. Just there. You're stronger now. The words come unexpectedly. I blink, looking up. Am I? He watches me for a moment. Really watches me. You don't look at the ground when you talk anymore. My fingers tighten slightly around the bowl. I hadn't noticed. I used to, I murmur. I know. There's no judgment in his voice. Just fact. Something in my chest shifts. Not pain. Not quite pride. Something quieter. I had to, I say after a moment. Back then. You don't anymore. The certainty in his tone settles into me. Anchors something I didn't realize was still drifting. Before I can respond, something changes. It's subtle. So subtle I almost miss it. The air. It tightens. My breath stutters faintly. My body reacts before my mind catches up. A faint, distant pressure curling under my skin. Unfamiliar. Unwanted. I freeze. David notices immediately. Of course he does. His posture shifts. Sharp. Alert. What is it? I shake my head instinctively. I don't know. But that's not true. Not completely. Because deep down, something does feel familiar. A scent. Faint. Distant. My chest tightens. No. That's impossible. He shouldn't be able to reach me here. I push the thought away. Force my breathing to steady. It's nothing, I say quietly. David doesn't believe me. I can tell. But he doesn't press. Not yet. Instead, he steps closer. His presence shifts around me, stronger, more grounded, pushing back against whatever unseen thing just brushed too close. Stay inside today. David. That wasn't nothing. His voice drops. Firm. Final. I fall silent. Because he's right. The feeling fades as quickly as it came. Like something searching. And missing. But it leaves something behind. A quiet unease settling deep in my chest. Far away. Somewhere I can't see. Something is breaking. And it's looking for me. Elsewhere. The palace feels colder than it ever has. Adam stands in the center of his chambers, breath uneven. Fingers digging into his own chest like he can rip something out and make it stop. It doesn't stop. The scent in the room is wrong. Unstable. Incomplete. Again, the word comes out rough. Frustrated. A servant kneels nearby, trembling. My king, we've brought. Not that. His voice cuts through the room. Sharp. Dangerous. None of it works. Another wave hits. Stronger this time. His body reacts instantly, tension snapping through him, control slipping at the edges. But there's no anchor. No response. No quieting. Only emptiness. Why? The question is quieter now. More dangerous. The memory hits him before he can stop it. A small figure kneeling on cold stone. Head lowered. Hands trembling. I'll endure. His jaw tightens. Another flash. Warmth. Familiar. Steady. Gone. Find him. The command is immediate. Absolute. The entire room stills. My king? His eyes darken. Golden irises sharpening into something colder. Something desperate. Find Percy. The name lingers in the air. Heavy. Unavoidable. And for the first time, it doesn't sound like a command. It sounds like a need. Back in the forest. I step outside again later. I don't know why. Maybe to prove to myself that I can. That nothing from that place can reach me anymore. The wind greets me the same way it did before. Gentle. Unclaimed. I close my eyes for a second. Breathe it in. Then, I feel it again. Stronger this time. Closer. My eyes snap open. The trees are still. The air is still. Everything is exactly as it should be. Except, my chest tightens sharply. A pull. Faint, but real. Behind me, the door opens. David steps out. His presence hits immediately. Solid, grounding, cutting through the tension like a blade. His gaze locks onto mine. He sees it. Whatever just changed. He found you. The words are quiet, but they land heavy. I don't ask how he knows. Because I feel it too. For a moment. Just a moment. Old instinct whispers at the edges of my mind. Turn back. Lower your head. Go to him. My fingers curl slowly at my sides. Then I lift my chin. No. The word comes out steady. Unshaken. The pull doesn't disappear. But it doesn't control me either. Not anymore. David steps closer. Close enough that I can feel his presence completely. Not overwhelming. Not suffocating. Protective. Good, he says. And this time, when I stand there, I don't feel like something waiting to be chosen. I feel like something that already has been. Far away. The king who once owned everything. Takes his first step toward losing the only thing that ever mattered. And this time, I won't be there to catch him when he falls. The forest goes quiet before he arrives. Not the peaceful kind. Not the kind I've learned to trust. This silence listens. I feel it before I see him. That same pull from earlier, sharper now, heavier, threading through my chest like something that remembers me even when I refuse to remember it back. My fingers curl instinctively. Old instinct whispers again. Lower your head. Wait. Obey. I don't. Inside, David's voice cuts through the tension. Firm. Immediate. I don't argue. We move together, fast, controlled. The door shuts behind us, the lock sliding into place with a clean, final sound. The air inside shifts instantly. Warmer. Safer. But not safe enough. He's close. Too close. David doesn't move away from the door. He stands in front of it instead. Blocking. Waiting. He won't knock, I say quietly. A faint, humorless curve touches his mouth. I know. The pressure builds. Just outside. Heavy. Unmistakable. Then, a step. The ground outside crunches. Slow. Deliberate. My breath stills. Another step. Closer. The scent hits next. Faint through the walls, but enough. Sharp. Commanding. Familiar in a way I wish it wasn't. My body reacts. It always does. A subtle pull forward. A quiet, traitorous response. I close my eyes. Force it down. Percy. My name. Through the door. Low. Controlled. It shouldn't affect me. It does. I open my eyes slowly. David is already watching me. Every shift. Every breath. You don't answer that, he says. I know. Silence. Then, a knock. Not loud. Not forceful. But it lands harder than anything else. I know you're inside. Of course he does. Another pause. Come out. The command is softer than I remember. But it's still a command. My chest tightens. For a moment. Just a moment. Something inside me hesitates. Then David moves. He opens the door. Just enough. And steps outside. The shift is immediate. The air snaps tight. Two alphas. Two forces colliding without touching. I follow. Not because I have to. Because I choose to. The light hits my eyes as I step out. And there. He stands. Adam. Nothing about him has changed. And everything has. He looks the same. Tall. Controlled. Unshaken on the surface. Golden eyes sharp as ever. But something underneath is wrong. His gaze locks onto me instantly. Like it's been searching. Like it finally found what it lost. Percy. This time. He says it like it matters. I don't move. I don't bow. I don't look away. The silence stretches. Then, he steps forward. One step. That's all it takes. David moves instantly. A solid wall between us. Take one more step, David says, voice low and lethal. And I'll treat you like an enemy king. The air freezes. Adam stops. Not because he's afraid. Because he's measuring. His gaze flicks to David briefly. Then back to me. You've aligned yourself with him. The words are neutral. But there's something sharp beneath them. I answer calmly. He stood with me. A pause. Something in Adam's expression tightens. I can provide more than he can. The offer lands like an insult. I almost laugh. Instead, I tilt my head slightly. Is that what you think I needed? Silence. For the first time. He doesn't have an immediate answer. Come back. There it is. Not a command. Not fully. But not a request either. Something in between. Something uncertain. I meet his gaze fully. No hesitation. No fear. To what? The words are steady. He doesn't respond immediately. So I continue. Being your mistake again? The shift is instant. His eyes darken. His jaw tightens. I never. You did. I cut him off. My voice doesn't shake. You just didn't say it out loud. Silence crashes between us. Behind him, another presence approaches. Light steps. Measured. Controlled. Isaac. Of course. He stops beside Adam. Perfect as ever. Composed. Untouched. His gaze lands on me. Soft. Calculating. Percy. My name sounds different in his voice. Like something he already owns. I see you've made yourself comfortable. I don't respond. He smiles faintly. You always were good at adapting. Still nothing. His eyes narrow slightly. You were always meant to sacrifice for us. The words land lightly. Like they're reasonable. Expected. Something inside me snaps. Not loudly. Not violently. Just. Finally. I lost my child because of you. The world goes silent. Completely. Even the wind stops. Isaac's smile doesn't disappear. But it falters. Just slightly. Adam. Doesn't move. Doesn't breathe. Doesn't look away. For the first time. He hears it. Fully. Clearly. What? The word is quiet. Dangerous. I don't look at Isaac. I don't need to. I told him. My voice is calm. Too calm. He said we'd deal with it later. A pause. Then. I meet Adam's eyes again. I lost it that same day. Silence. Heavy. Unavoidable. His expression cracks. Not anger. Not denial. Something deeper. Something that should have been there before. I didn't. You didn't care. The truth lands clean. Final. He flinches. Actually flinches. Behind him, Isaac speaks again. You're being dramatic. The words are light. Dismissive. I look at him now. Really look. You took it from me. No softness. No hesitation. You decided I didn't deserve to keep it. His gaze sharpens. And you let him believe it was nothing. Silence. Adam's head turns slowly toward Isaac. For the first time. Not as a mate. Not as someone chosen. But as something to question. To doubt. Isaac holds his gaze. Doesn't look away. You would have chosen him. The words are soft. But I chose survival. The truth sits between them. Ugly. Unavoidable. And just like that, everything shifts. I don't stay. I don't wait. I turn. David is already there. Already watching me. Already understanding. He doesn't ask. He just takes my hand. And this time, I don't look back. I don't feel relief when we leave them behind. I expected something. A lightness. A release. Maybe even satisfaction. Instead, there's just quiet. The forest stretches ahead of us, endless and calm. But something inside me still feels unsettled. Like a storm passed through. And even though it's gone, the ground hasn't decided if it's safe to rest yet. David doesn't speak. He walks beside me, not pulling, not guiding. Just close enough that I can feel him there. Steady. Present. You didn't have to stay. My voice comes out softer than I expect. I wasn't staying for them. I glance at him. His gaze doesn't shift from the path ahead. I stayed to make sure you didn't go back. Something in my chest tightens faintly. Not painfully. Just aware. I wouldn't have, I say. I know. A pause. Now. The word lands heavier than the rest. I don't argue. Because he's right. We reach the cabin. And the moment the door closes behind us, the world outside feels further away. Not gone. But contained. I move toward the window. I don't know why. Maybe part of me expects them to still be there. Waiting. Watching. They're not. Of course they're not. Still. My chest feels tight. You're thinking about it. David's voice comes from behind me. I don't turn. I told him. I heard. Silence stretches between us. I thought it would feel different. What did you expect? I hesitate. Then. I don't know. Because I don't. I don't know what closure is supposed to feel like. I don't know what it's like to finally say everything you were never allowed to say. All I know is, it didn't fix anything. It wasn't for him. I turned slightly. David is watching me now. It was for you. The words settle slowly. I let them. Before I can respond, something shifts again. Not outside. Not in the forest. Somewhere else. A distant pull. Sharper than before. More violent. I inhale sharply. David notices instantly. What is it? I shake my head, but my body doesn't listen. My chest tightens again. Harder this time, like something is tearing at the edges of a connection I thought had already died. It's him. The words slip out before I can stop them. David's expression darkens. What about him? I swallow. He's not stable. Elsewhere, the palace is silent. Not calm. Not controlled. Silent like something is about to break. Adam stands in the center of the room, breath uneven, the scent in the air thick and volatile. Isaac watches him from across the chamber. Still. Composed. You're losing control. Adam doesn't respond. His hand tightens around the edge of the table. Wood cracks under the pressure. I told you the truth. Isaac's voice is calm. Measured. You should be grateful. That's when Adam moves. Fast. Violent. His hand closes around Isaac's throat, slamming him back against the wall. The impact echoes. The room freezes. You lied. The words come out low. Rough. Isaac doesn't struggle. Doesn't panic. He just looks at him. I told you exactly what you needed to hear. Adam's grip tightens. You took it from him. And you let me. Silence. The truth lands harder than any blow. Adam's expression shifts. Not rage. Not denial. Something worse. Recognition. You ignored him. Isaac continues quietly. You watched him break, and decided it wasn't your concern. Adam's grip falters. Just slightly. You chose me, Isaac adds softer now. Because I didn't make things complicated. The words slice clean. For a moment, neither of them move. Then, Adam lets go. Isaac slides down slightly before catching himself, straightening like nothing happened. You're angry, he says calmly, adjusting his collar. Because I showed you who you really are. Adam doesn't respond. Because he can't. Because for the first time, there's nothing to deny. Back in the forest, I exhale slowly. The pressure fades. But it doesn't disappear. What is it? David asks again. I hesitate. Then, he knows. A pause. He knows what happened. David's expression hardens. And, I look down. At my hands. It doesn't matter. The words feel strange. Heavy. But true. Because whatever breaks inside him now, whatever truth finally reaches him, it's too late. I press my hand lightly against my stomach again. This time, the warmth there is steady. Unaffected. Safe. David steps closer. His hand settles over mine. Grounding. Good, he says quietly. I nod. And for the first time, I don't feel like something tied to the past. I feel like something that survived it. Elsewhere, Adam stands alone now. The room is empty. Isaac is gone. But the silence is louder than anything before. His hands are still. But his mind isn't. A memory surfaces. Uninvited. Unavoidable. Percy. Standing quietly. Enduring. Waiting. I'll endure. His jaw tightens. Another memory. Blood. Small hands trembling. A voice. Soft. Breaking. Please. Adam closes his eyes. For the first time, the scent that used to calm him doesn't come. There's nothing left. Only absence. Only truth. Percy. The name leaves his mouth like something lost. And this time, there's no answer waiting for him. Because the person who used to respond is already gone. The sky feels heavier today. Not darker, just waiting. Like the world is holding its breath for something I already know is coming. I sit near the window, fingers tracing slow circles against my stomach. The warmth there answers me. Steady. Alive. Not fragile like before. Not something I have to protect alone. This child is different. Because this time, I'm not alone. Behind me, I hear the soft shift of movement. David. He doesn't announce himself. Doesn't need to. His presence settles into the room like something solid. Something that doesn't leave. You're thinking too much. I don't turn. He's coming back. A pause. Then. I know. Of course he does. The air has been changing since yesterday. That same pressure. That same pull. But weaker now. Desperate. Not calling. Searching. I rest my hand more firmly against my stomach. A quiet instinct rising again. Not fear. Protection. He won't take anything from you. David's voice is low. Certain. I believe him. That's the difference. I know. And I do. But belief doesn't stop the past from knocking. A sharp knock cuts through the silence. Both of us go still. Once. Twice. Not patient. Not polite. Demanding. David moves first. Of course he does. He steps between me and the door. Already ready. Already decided. I stand. Not behind him. Beside him. The knock comes again. Harder this time. Open the door. His voice. Still commanding. Still used to being obeyed. David doesn't move. Or I break it. Silence. Then. The door opens. Not for him. For us. The air shifts violently the second it does. Adam stands there. Closer than before. Closer than he should be. His eyes find me instantly. And this time, he doesn't look controlled. He looks desperate. Percy. My name sounds different now. Rougher. Like it hurts to say it. I don't answer. He takes a step forward. David moves. Instant. Unyielding. Don't. The word is enough. Adam stops. But his gaze doesn't leave me. Not for a second. I need to speak with you. You don't, David replies coldly. Adam ignores him. Percy. There's something in the way he says it this time. Something that would have broken me before. Not anymore. I step forward. Just enough to be seen clearly. I'm listening. David doesn't stop me. But I feel it. The way his presence shifts closer. Protective. Ready. Adam's gaze drops. For just a second. To my stomach. Then back to my eyes. You're carrying. Not a question. I don't hide it. Yes. Silence. Something flickers across his face. Shock. Then. Something darker. Is it mine? The question lands wrong. Completely wrong. Before I can answer. David does. No. The word cuts clean. Final. Adam's gaze snaps to him. Sharp. Dangerous. David doesn't flinch. It's mine. The air shifts instantly. Tension spikes. Something wild flickers behind Adam's eyes. Instinct. Possession. Something broken trying to claim what it already lost. That's not possible. His voice is lower now. Strained. It is, I say calmly. He looks at me again. Searching. Like he expects hesitation. Doubt. Something he can use. He finds none. You left, I continue quietly. And I lived. The words land heavier than anything else. You don't get to question what came after. Silence crashes between us. Then, he steps forward again. Faster this time. Closer. Come back. Not a request. Not anymore. A demand. Desperate. Something in me goes still. Not fear. Recognition. This is the man I used to wait for. The one I tried to become enough for. I meet his eyes fully. No. The word doesn't shake. It doesn't break. It stands. You don't get to regret me after you destroyed me. The impact is immediate. He freezes. Like something inside him just gave way. I didn't know. You didn't care. I don't raise my voice. I don't need to. You had every chance to know. His expression tightens. I was there. Each word lands clean. I told you. Another step closer. Not toward him. Into myself. I begged. Silence. You chose to look away. The truth hangs between us. Heavy. Unavoidable. Behind him, movement. Isaac. Of course. He steps forward slowly. Still composed. Still watching everything like it's something he can fix. You're being emotional again. The words hit differently now. Weaker. Irrelevant. I don't even look at him. This child, I say, voice steady, will never know your name. That's when it breaks. Not loudly. Not violently. But completely. Adam's expression. Cracks. Because he understands. This isn't something he can take back. Not with power. Not with regret. Not with anything. He steps back. Just once. Like the ground beneath him shifted. Percy. My name sounds smaller now. I don't respond. I don't need to. Because everything that needed to be said already has been. David's hand finds mine. Strong. Certain. A quiet reminder. You're not alone. I tighten my grip slightly. And this time, when I turn away, I don't feel anything pulling me back. Behind me, something falls apart. And for once, it has nothing to do with me. The first cry is soft. Fragile. Alive. I don't realize I'm crying until David wipes my cheek. Hey, look at me. His voice is steady, but there's something under it. Something I've never heard from him before. Fear. Not of losing control. Not of anything outside. Just me. I'm here, he says. I'm not going anywhere. I nod. My fingers tighten weakly around his. Then, another cry. Stronger this time. And everything else disappears. They place the child in my arms. Warm. Small. Real. My breath catches. Not fear. Not panic. Just something overwhelming and quiet and whole. I look down. And for the first time, I'm not afraid to love what I might lose. David's hand rests over mine. Careful. Grounded. He's strong, he murmurs. I let out a shaky breath. He is. No one takes him from me. No one decides for me. No one stands over me and tells me what I'm allowed to keep. This time, I get to hold on. And I don't let go. Weeks later, the forest feels different now. Softer. Lighter. Maybe it's not the forest. Maybe it's me. I sit outside with the child resting against my chest, his small breath steady against my skin. David is nearby, sharpening a blade, but his attention never really leaves us. It never does. You're staring again. I glance up. I'm thinking. That's worse. A faint smile touches my lips. It surprises me. I was just wondering. I pause, looking back down at the child. How something so small can change everything. David doesn't answer right away. Then, because this time, nothing's trying to take it from you. The words settle deep. I nod slowly. He's right. And that's why this feels different. Elsewhere, the palace is quiet. Not powerful. Not commanding. Empty. Adam stands alone. Again. But this time, it's not confusion in his expression. Not denial. It's understanding. Too late. He walks through halls that no longer feel like his. Every step echoes. Every room reminds him of something missing. Something he can't get back. Percy. The name still leaves his mouth. Out of habit. Out of something deeper. But it doesn't answer him anymore. Because it belongs somewhere else now. Isaac. It happens slowly. Not punishment. Not exile. Something worse. Adam doesn't touch him. Doesn't argue. Doesn't even look at him the same way anymore. You're free to stay. That's all he says. No affection. No claim. No bond. Just nothing. And for the first time, Isaac understands what that means. The palace that once felt like control now feels like a cage. Servants no longer rush to him. No one waits for his approval. No one watches him like he matters. Because without Adam's attention, he doesn't. Days pass. Then weeks. And slowly, everything changes. The expectations shift. He's no longer the one being protected. He's the one being watched. Judged. Measured. Used. The same way Percy once was. Stand there. A servant's voice. Cold. Impatient. Isaac doesn't move at first. The servant's eyes harden. I said, stand there. Something sharp flickers in Isaac's gaze. Reflex. Pride. Then, it fades. Because no one cares about his pride anymore. He moves. The first time it happens. He tells himself it's temporary. That he can regain control. That this is just a phase. But control doesn't come back. It slips. Slowly. Quietly. Until one day, he realizes. This is his life now. The same rooms. The same silence. The same waiting. The same feeling of being needed. But never wanted. At night, he lies awake. Not because he's afraid. Because he finally understands. The weight. The emptiness. The quiet breaking. And for the first time, there's no one else to blame. So this is what you endured. The words are barely a whisper. No one hears them. No one answers. And that's the point. Back in the forest. The child stirs in my arms. Soft. Restless. I adjust my hold instinctively. David is beside me instantly. I've got him. You always do. He pauses slightly at that. Then, a faint, rare softness touches his expression. Yeah. I look down at the child again. At the life I get to keep. At the future no one gets to take from me. I used to think surviving was enough. David doesn't interrupt. I thought, if I endured long enough, something would change. A pause. But it didn't. The wind moves gently around us. So I did. Silence settles. Not heavy. Not painful. Peaceful. David's hand finds mine again. Not to hold me in place. Just to remind me. I don't have to stand alone anymore. I look ahead. Not back. Never back. I was the one they used, I say quietly. The words don't hurt anymore. They thought I'd stay no matter what they took from me. I tighten my hold around the child slightly. But in the end, I glance at David. Then forward again. I became the one they lost. And this time, I don't miss them at all.